Kim Kardashian's ass is mysteriously gone. It's disappeared. You're going to be seeing its picture on milk cartons any second now. You should be getting Amber Alerts for the disappearance of Kim K's ass.
This would be a half
any second now.
Alert.
It is gone. She's just posted some new photos over the weekend, got hundreds of millions of views, and everyone is asking the same question. Where did Kim Kardashian's ass go? What happened to it? Did she leave it somewhere? Look at this photo, okay? I've never seen Kim Kardashian so slender in my life. And not just that, but her ass is notably smaller.
There should be a caption that
Notably.
says, when the Ozempic hits just right.
Right? Yeah. And this, by the way, Ozempic is poison for your body. If anyone is taking that, it is at a huge risk to their health. It's proven that it gave cancer to lab rats that they gave it to. There was this guy who said his dick fell off because he took Ozempic.
I remember that.
And really what it is just medicalizing bulimia, because this is a drug that makes you sick. It makes you throw up every time that you eat. So you're just paying to have medicalized bulimia. You're glorifying an eating disorder. And even if Kim Kardashian tells you that she lost a bunch of weight in like a week by eating kale and waking up early and drinking apple cider vinegar and getting on her Peloton or something, she's lying. It's a lie. They're constantly surgically altering their bodies and taking experimental drugs at great risk to their health and the health of their followers to drastically alter their bodies. It's not natural. It's just not. So the fact that her ass is gone is it's kind of the end of an era, if you think about it.
It'll
because
come back.
this was her signature look. I mean, how do you just take off your ass and put it back on so many times? This could kill someone. And everyone was asking, first off, where is her ass? What happened to it? But secondly, the real question is, how do these celebs actually heal so fast after doing so many procedures? And Jamie, who I follow on Twitter, theorized, I heard they legit have a clinic built into their homes so they can recover in secret without ever leaving the house.
Oh, yeah. I mean, because the photos of them post-recovery going from clinic to home would be worth a fortune.
Mm-hmm. She says the Kardashians specifically. I do not wish to substantiate this claim with evidence. It checks out for me.
That was funny.
I agree. They could very well be doing that. And everyone has been noticing that the Kardashians are slimming down more and more and bringing back heroin chic. I wouldn't call it heroin chic. They're just bringing back not having a BBL.
In the chat, Unknown says, do we really care though? That's an interesting question here, because this is one of those things where, like, look, I'm a dude. Like, I don't watch the Kardashian show, but I understand that as a dude, you interact with women of the world today, especially for some reason, millennial women really, really identify with the Kardashians. Either they love them or they hate them, but they are style makers for the culture. And
Yeah.
Kanye played a big part of that with Kim Kardashian over the years. So what you would be seeing if you're a woman is a possible guideline to where the style trends are going to go in the future, as all of these women are so heavily embedded in our media apparatus that they're going to be able to, by hook or by crook, change the culture through finances and exposure on their own. Mm-hmm. Right? So it's not about whether we care. It's about whether it matters to the culture. And I do think in some fashion
Unfortunately, it does. And it would be one thing if women were just mimicking the way that the Kardashians dress or the way they do their hair or their makeup.
Yeah.
But really, they're glorifying things that you can only achieve by going under the knife or getting syringes stuck all over your body and your face.
Yeah.
That's the dangerous part. And whether or not you personally care what Kim Kardashian does with her plastic surgery regimen, and I certainly don't, you're going to be seeing the after effects, the ripple effects out in society as the years go on. Because unfortunately, these women do copy everything that the Kardashians do. Even women who don't know that they're doing it are doing it.
Yeah.
Kardashians changed even the way that women do their makeup every day. I see it all the time. They're overlining their lips. They're doing these giant drag race type eyebrows and, getting fake tans all the time, contouring. I mean, Kim Kardashian was one of the first celebrities that popularized that.
Yeah. Like actually what's interesting is, like, more the plastic surgery route that you've talked about, right? That women are starting to look alike because of plastic surgery trends that in many ways they popularized on their own.
And they won't listen, as men are continuously saying, we don't like when you surgically alter your bodies or when you get Botox or fillers. First of all, everyone can notice. And it says more about your personality and how you regard yourself, the respect that you have for yourself or the lack thereof.
We also don't know how, like, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a pleb, newbie, normie. But, like, we don't know how, like, these looks are going to look on women in 20, 30, 40 years when they've aged, right? Like, it's going to be a very interesting...
I think that you're going to regret getting a BBL when you're living in a senior care facility.
Yeah.
In 2060. Yes.
And it's
safe
expensive to get the stuff removed too, right? Like it's
life-threatening to get a BBL in the first place. Yeah. It's something crazy like 1 in 1,000. That's a lot that die getting that surgery. And a lot of people go outside of the US and outside of the West in general to get these surgeries to get them cheaper.
Yeah.
Which means they're less regulated and more dangerous. You have to be wheelchair bound after it. The whole process is a humiliation and indignity in and of itself. To what? Look like a porn star?
How do you reconcile that with supporting Dolly Parton dressing the way she does? Or like,
well, so it's the way that she dresses.
I don't mean dress. I mean, like,
I don't.
But the obvious plastic surgery.
The issue is with the Kardashian Jenner clan, they incessantly lie or omit the facts about the ways that they're surgically, cosmetically changing their bodies and faces. And at the very least, you can say about Dolly Parton or Alex Earle, for instance. She's a younger version of it. She's this big influencer for Gen Z. These two women are very open about the fact that they get surgery and they think it's something to brag about. I personally don't, but at the very least, you're not lying to people and, you know, mixing up the truth with lies.
Yeah, at least being honest about it.
The fact that Kylie Jenner, I mean, it's so embarrassing, right? Kylie Jenner lied about getting lip fillers for the longest time. And we're like, you were in the public eye before you had these lip fillers. We can all see it wasn't puberty that made your lips start looking like a baboon anus.
Shadow Williams says, what's a BBL? Do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah, it's called a Brazilian butt lift, BBL for short. Basically, you transfer fat from your stomach and midsection directly into your butt. And it's extremely dangerous. The recovery process is, from what I've heard, extremely painful. And many women have died from it. And yes, you do have to be wheelchair bound after the fact for a long time.
One of the interesting, I think the male equivalent to this now would be in the workout community. The men, they talk about their cycles and they talk about whether they're natural or not. And most men now who use steroids or HGH or TRT, they're honest about it.
Yeah, so but the liver kings are like the Kylie Jenners of the men's workout and fitness and nutrition world.
So there's these videos of like these guys, they go into the gym and they ask these dudes who are they're just in phenomenal shape and they're like, are you natural? And they all say no. And there's like, damn.
Just be honest about it, you know?
He's like, and then they explain like, these are my these are the cycles that I use. This is how I use them as safe as possible. I'm not saying that everyone should do this. I'm saying this is what I'm doing. And the guy, and the point of the videos is the guy going around talking. He's like, man, I used to be about catching people saying whether I'm natural. I remember they did the same thing when they were talking to Alan Richson when they were doing some of this early promo for Reacher season 2, where they asked him like, you know, like, are you using any supplements? He's like, oh yeah, TRT. Like, you know, like he's,
it's for some reason, it seems like men are more willing to admit when they've done steroids than women are willing to admit that they've gotten Botox, for instance. It's an insecurity thing. I'm sorry, you're not fooling anyone. And lying about getting cosmetic procedures or injections, fillers, Botox, or a BBL, lying about that is unacceptable. It's morally, it's ethically wrong because you are putting people in danger because they don't believe you when, you know, Mindy Kaling, for instance, says, I lost all that weight because of portion control. I just started eating more broccoli and chicken.
Fried chicken. Not fried.
It was that simple all along, right?
Chicken, yeah.
I wouldn't believe that you were overweight for 10 years if it were that simple and easy all along, Mindy Kaling. We know that you were on Ozempic. And it's not a miracle drug. It's life-threatening because you're taking a medicine for diabetic people when you don't have that condition. And it's going to be proving to be have extreme deleterious effects for everyone taking it right now. There are no long-term studies on people taking Ozempic when they are not treating diabetes with
also
it.
for the men that are using steroids, TRT isn't steroids, but like HGH, like the idea is like you still have to do the work. It makes the work, like it helps with the work, but you still have to do the physical work to get to that size.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for the people, and I'm not part of the fitness community, but for like a community of people that promote the idea that you have to do the work yourself outside of the steroid stuff, which I don't know enough about in the culture, but promoting healthy, like putting your body through rigorous physical activity. One of the things that Malcolm Flex always talks about, he's like, you have to train your body to be okay with pain. You have to train your body to accept and even welcome discomfort. I find those to be very positive messages for the community. And even if somebody is, at least if they're honest about what they're using, right? Not a liver king, but somebody who's honest about what they're using. If you're supporting a message that says, look, you need to work hard. You need to learn to push through pain. You cannot accept yourself. That's the bare minimum of who you are. Those are positive messages. I just think that, and to what you were saying about it being a problem, I would agree. Originally, I was going to say, it's not their problem to, I hate the idea that just because you have a platform makes you responsible, right? But I would rather they just didn't answer the question. Like if somebody poses them the question, just say, I'm not going to answer that rather than outright lying about it. But I don't like the idea of saying that just because somebody has a large platform makes them somehow responsible for other people not doing their research on these things.
But obviously the Kardashians have been asked countless times about the procedures they have or haven't gotten done, and they never tell the truth about it. Yeah. And they'll talk about it as if it's natural. And I don't think that that's acceptable, especially when you know how many millions of women it's influencing. And also in this topic, I just wanted to mention another viral tweet. Has a bunch of examples of female celebrities that have supposedly gotten buccal fat removal. This procedure is the bane of my existence, especially as a female with chubby cheeks. Look, I have a baby face.
It would be horrible if you did this to your face.
If I got buccal fat removal, it would be nightmarish to look at.
It would take away one of the things that makes you just so you. Yeah. Right? It's your cheeks, your face is so very much part of who you are that nobody would want to, like, I shouldn't say nobody, but like, who wants to look at somebody? No, it would be horrible.
It would be frightening to look at me if I got this procedure done. And also having a plump face, I'm sorry, it used to be something aspirational. It used to be part of a beauty standard because it makes you look younger.
I always thought it was like back in the day, it's a flex from rich people because they have money for food.
Well, now look at the examples. So these are women who are trying to look like what gay men want women to look like. This is Bella Hadid after buccal fat removal. I would confidently guess that she got it. The second one is Megan Fox. I disagree with this one. If I had to guess, I don't think that she got buccal fat removal. I think this is contouring and aging because she's very young in the first picture. Anya Taylor-Joy, I bet she definitely got it because this is an extremely intense transformation.
It gives their face such a hollow look.
It looks awful. And I love like Anya Taylor-Joy's unique face. Like she's always had this very unique look.
Somebody says it's called aging, and the next comment says Bella Hadid is literally in her 20s.
Dude, Anya Taylor-Joy is like 21 in the first photo and 26 in the second photo. Explain how that works. Yep. No. And Mila Kunis, if I had to guess, that would also look more natural to me.
Contouring?
Yeah, that looks like contouring and aging to me. But in the examples of Bella Hadid, who has gotten extreme plastic surgery alterations on her face to look like Carla Bruni, and Anya Taylor-Joy, who inexplicably in the span of like 5 years just has a completely hollowed out face, There's no other explanation I can think of. And it just looks terrible. And women need to stop aspiring to look like what gay men want them to look like.
And plus, it's way less work. We used to do this with drugs, ladies and gentlemen. You used to have a drug habit to look like that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cultural appropriation if you think about it.
It really is.
Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.